Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
New York Times Business. October 31st. 7 o'clock America New York, the week in business, from Facebook to Meta. Last week, Tesla reached a $1 trillion market valuation, a milestone that has only been passed by 5 other companies. This week, the Fed may announce plans to start to taper its bond purchases. New York Times Business. October 31st. 6:58 America New York, Saudi Aramco profits nearly triple as oil prices rise. Earnings nearly tripled, showing that oil retains a large role in the global economy despite climate change concerns. Amin H. Nasser, Aramco's chief executive, in 2019.
Naked Capitalism. October 31st. 6:50 America New York, inspiration from the 1970s for today's young environmentalists. Today's young environmentalists can learn much from the example of the 1970s.
Global Economy. October 31st. 6 o'clock America New York, Anglo-French fishfight is unworthy of two great allies. Boris Johnson and Emmanuel Macron need to escape the logic of confrontation.
Wall Street Journal Markets. October 31st. 5:30 America New York, investors' inflation fears fuel oil rally. An oil rally that is showing no signs of slowing down is now exerting a pull on traditional money managers who run portfolios of stocks and bonds, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy in the process.
New York Times Business. October 31st. 5 o'clock America New York, is carbon capture here? A Swiss company is operating a device in Iceland that sucks CO2 from the air and shoots it into the ground, where it turns into rock. Steel igloos cover injection wells that the Icelandic startup company Carbfix uses to inject carbon dioxide into the earth outside Reykjavik. New York Times Business. October 31st. 5 o'clock America New York, dirty car exports threaten climate goals. Trading in your gas-busting vehicle for one with lower emissions doesn't always reduce pollution. That's prompting global efforts to establish second-use standards. Cars stored at a giant holding area last year in Corby, England. New York Times Business. October 31st. 5 o'clock America New York, coffee and climate have a complicated relationship. Your morning cup may depend on solving issues with a crop that both contributes to and is deeply affected by the changing climate. A cupping session at Los Papales, a coffee farm in Jinotega, Nicaragua. New York Times Business. October 31st. 5 o'clock America New York, after climate-driven fires, finding a way to return home. When people come back after wildfires, what can a community do to keep them safe? Construction workers are building new homes in Paradise, Calif, to replace the ones that were destroyed in the Camp Fire in 2018. New York Times Business. October 31st. 5 o'clock America New York, China's popular electric vehicles have put Europe's automakers on notice. By selling battery-powered SUVs and luxury sedans in places like Germany and Norway, China is striving to become a force in the global auto industry. Bastian Stark agreed to add MGs to the dealership in North Bavaria where he is general manager. New York Times Business. October 31st. 3 o'clock America New York, the demand for money behind many police traffic stops. Busted taillights, missing plates, tinted windows. Across the U.S., ticket revenue funds towns, and the police responsible for finding violations.
Marginal Revolution. October 31st. 111 America New York, my favorite things Idaho. I used to blog, my favorite things, all the time, but I ran out of new places to go for a while. Now there is Idaho, Boise in particular. Today, I can think of a few favorite things from Idaho. Here goes and potatoes don't count. Global Economy. October 31st. 1 o'clock America New York, Argentina hardens stance against IMF as debt renegotiations bog down. Time running short before $2.8 billion payment comes due next March.
Armstrong Economics. October 31st. 002 America New York, a 10-year-old explains the importance of the Constitution. Click on image for better resolution and full essay. 10-year-old Lee Ellis understands the U.S. Constitution and freedom better than most adults and nearly all politicians. Armstrong Economics. October 31st. 001 America, New York, Politicizing Halloween. The post Politicizing Halloween first appeared on Armstrong Economics.
BBC News Business. October 30th. 2350 America, New York. JCB signs green hydrogen deal worth billions. JCB will take 10% of the green hydrogen made by Australian mining company Fortescue Future Industries.
Thorex Live. October 30th. 2146 America, New York. China October PMIs. Manufacturing 49.2, prior 49.6, and services 52.4, prior 53.2. Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, data from China's National Bureaus of Statistics and the China Federation of Logistics and Purchasing, CFLP, expected 49.7, prior 49.6.
Daily FX Market News. October 30th, 2000 America, New York, Euro forecast. Euro USD rally more likely after traders ignored dovish Lagarde. The reaction in the FX markets to last Thursday's comments by the ECB president was odd. She was dovish, yet the euro climbed. That suggests more near-term upside for the currency.
Global economy. October 30th. 1519 America, New York, US and EU agree deal to ease tariffs on steel and aluminium. Agreement reached at G20 in bid to resolve trade dispute that has dogged transatlantic ties since Trump.
New York Times Business. October 30th. 1518 America, New York, Louise Slade, scientist who studied the molecules in food, dies at 74. Her research focused on how to keep dough, bread, cookies and crackers tasting delicious even after weeks on a grocery store shelf. The Library of Economics and Liberty. October 30th. 1508 America, New York, what should have happened in 2008-09? This post discusses what should have happened in 2008-09 and what did happen in 2006-08. Reallocation of resources. Instead, we got a deep recession in 2008-09.
Marginal Revolution. October 30th. 1505 America, New York, why are relatively poor people not more supportive of redistribution? We test a key assumption underlying seminal theories about preferences for redistribution, which is that relatively poor people should be the most in favor of redistribution.